Jesus told the disciples in Matthew 14:22, it talks about walking on water. And Jesus told the disciples, go on ahead of me, I'll catch up. I mean, can you imagine that conversation? They get in a boat and leave, and they're thinking, oh, how's Jesus going to catch up? I guess he'll catch another boat at another time. And they're out in the middle of a storm, and they already have fear in their heart because of the storm. And here comes Jesus. I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice to worship you. Oh, my soul, rejoice. He's just worshiping, right? Walking on the water. Water's not the issue. The storm isn't the issue. Why? Because he's caught up in the presence of his Father, and he's just loving on the Father, and he's just walking out to the boat. And the disciples had already been to the deep before, saw the great miracle happen. He says, Jesus, if it is you, bid me to come. Because he knew that only Jesus would ask him to do something like that. And Jesus said, Peter, come. Peter had to get out of a boat that was rocking in the water to step on nothing so it became something. And he began to walk on the water. We know the story. And he looks at the storm and he begins to what? And that's what we all think is going to happen to us. We think that if we actually trust God to do something radical, that we all are going to fail, because the church has taught that for years. That once you get your eyes on the storm, you're going to fail, you're going to sink. But that's not the power of that story. The power of the story is Jesus wouldn't let him. The power of that story is that even though his eyes were on the storm, Jesus' eyes were on him. That's the power of that story. The power of the story is that Peter couldn't do it in his own strength, and Peter began to fail in his own strength, but Jesus wouldn't let him fail because his eyes were on Peter, not the storm. And so he reached out his hand and grabbed a hold of Peter and saved Peter, just like he saved us. It didn't diminish the purpose of Peter, because Peter went around going, what I did today? I stepped off that boat and I walked on water.